The Set 6 format is technically one that doesn't have many tournaments in Japan, as it is during the off-season, but luckily a few of the countries in Asia that play the Japanese format did have their nationals. And today we get to see a game of Vermillion after all of its new support from one of the Swiss rounds of the Singaporean Deluxe Nationals. Alright, Pancake Waffles on the left playing Vermillion, Abyss on the right playing Rezael. Can Vermillion, the one of the newly supported decks, beats the best deck in format? The GOAT that is Rezael. Let's see, Neil Bear is ditched. Alright, so he rides into grade 1 and pass. Ooh, gets the maple, that's nice. Original Vermillion, damage checked. Gets a 3 energy. Let's see. Ditches the crit. Gonna ride up. This will give you the top 7 search for a... Oh, this is deck search for the order, right? This is like full deck search. The grade 2 is top 7 search for the for a Narukami. Okay. We got a bunch of FRs, FR ride line, FR order. Yeah, this matchup should be pretty tough for Vermillion, I think. Just because Rezael can clear their own board, so you don't get things to attack into. So like your grade 1 that gives plus 10k to the thing in front of it, if you have if you've hit 2 things with your Vanguard this turn, just doesn't proc. So actually the Maple's pretty bad in this matchup because if she stays on board, you give the Vermillion a second hit target. Vermillion can bind Gawilius. That is true. That can happen. That can be pretty bad. Alright, gonna put in the crit to soul from the Bellicosity, draw 2. Drew into a crit here. Alright, so it swings for 10. This will be just 10, 10, 10. Actually, no, Bellicosity will get 5k. Yeah, depending on your hand, you could just take this one, I think. Ooh, gets the defensive. Vanguard's coming with 10. Not gonna ditch the Maple for this. Gets the PG so it doesn't hit. Bellicosity won't hit either, so managed to get away from the 3 attacks with just 1 damage. Ditches the Maple. Goes to 6. Rides the grade 2. Shows 3 grades, 0, 1, and 2. Ooh, Tithfall build, okay. Tithfall build coming through. Calls the Aerial Sage. Yeah, we do have some recognizable names in this, like from our community in this tournament too, so it's quite nice. Overlord versus Rezael, it's Vermillion. Vermillion versus Rezael. Okay. Ooh, using the Wisdom Order. CB1 call 2. Does have 1 Tith Fault. Oh, it does have 2 Tith Faults, but do you want to run that much soul out? Does not. Gonna choose not to call out the second one. Top 5. Oh, could just take another order back to hand, actually. You might want the order to hand for next turn if you don't have. Thinking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna take the order. I do think if you're keeping the second Tith Fault, you might want to keep it. That way you get a good way to fill up board and also just proc your Sergons next turn without having to worry about the board amount. Baby's first +3 advantage turn 2. Everyone's favorite. He's thinking about calling the Tith Fault raw? Okay. Oh, so since he played an order this turn, he can just call Soul Boss 1 and do it. Okay, that's cool. And that's also fine. If you just raw call it from hand, if you've played an order this turn, you are allowed to use it. So we usually see people call both Tith Faults immediately. So you do get to, I forget that you can use it off of that timing as well. Oh, that's not the Aerial Sage that's glared up. Okay. Alright, gonna drop 15 for that one. Vanguard gonna get taken. Crit. 2 damage for Pancake Waffles here. OT comes out. Still has 1 more damage to take though. It's gonna be the Rising Phoenix. It's gonna be good if you can heal that out, but if you can't, then that's a different story. And now Abyss can actually swing into the... I think the Bellicosity you can ignore, but the what's the grade 2's name again? Nashin? Or something like that? Yeah, that's a good rear guard. You don't want to keep that up. You want to remove that if possible. Ashin, yeah. Sorry. And he was something Shin. Okay, so pretty good turn for Rezael. We're going to ride into the blood. Use the grade 2 effect here. Top 7 for the Kashin. So it gets it back. Vermillion, bind this man. And then now you do need multiple copies of Rising Phoenix to do the multi-attacks. And because Abyss kept a lot of things on board, you can actually target the extra circles now. Wipe out the front row. You could even attack the back row too and like let them, like you can technically hear. Ooh, I think he had, is that a draw or Rising Phoenix? It's probably a draw. It's gonna take the blood for the Persona next turn. So you don't get the 5k buff yet. If you can get the grade 1 down, you can buff the things coming out in front of it so you can do the Rising Phoenix multi-attacks here. But optimally here you want to just go for, put them to 3 or 4 so that the Rising Phoenix spam next turn can win you the game. Grade 1 behind Tithfault is Aerial Sage. It's the counter charger grade 1, that the Rezael specific booster. Alright, we got a PG in Pancake's hand as well. Pretty good. Ooh, we're gonna put the order into the soul, and then you can soul blast it for the act effect and then play it from drop as well. So that is also quite good. What's the name of the grade 1? The one that buffs front row? It was in Divine Set 2, I believe. I always forget this guy. Always forget his name. So now you soul blast 1 and choose 2 of your opponent's circles, and you can attack them with him. I think you do have to target the circles first. Or is it on attack? You'll be able to target them. Spark Spike. That's such an easy name. Okay, so attacking the whole front row. You play the order as well to say that when your opponent's rearguard gets attacked into or retired from being attacked into, it binds instead. So then he'd be able to call out the Rising Phoenix here if he wants to. Maybe one behind the Bellicosity. And then after that, you probably want to just swing with the Kashin on its own. He gets 10k. Oh, does it need your opponent to be in grade 3 to get 10k? He's also an Narukami. Yeah. Kashin is a Narukami. So. Alright, so Rising Phoenix is on standby. Pretty big hand for Abyss though. I mean, he did plus a lot that turn, so not really too stressful. Yeah, if Vanguard hits twice, EB3 to draw 1 after the boost. Okay, so he's blocking the Vanguard, but letting the rear guards hit. Okay. So first check, crit. Okay. You can just put that on the Kashin actually, because that's going to swing next. Yep. Ooh, and heal. Oh, you can heal out the Rising Phoenix. And technically this healing of the Rising Phoenix happens before the hit happens. So technically all 3 Rising Phoenixes are on standby, but obviously you're not going to call all 3 out. But you can call 2 out now, and then have the 3rd on standby. So that's pretty huge. Ooh, front. Oh, from the ping. Oh, okay, he discarded 1 for the ping. Okay. Alright, here comes Bellicosity. Okay, just swinging. Oh, he is boosting. Okay, I thought he might not go for the boost. But I guess that wouldn't hit, so that's fine. This one you want to boost into, so it's 25-33. And then the last one's coming in with 30k 2 crit. And then it can, you can put a Rising Phoenix in there as well. That's going to get buffed from the Spark Spike. It's quite good. Actually quite good. Vermillion Thunderbolt. So since Abyss has a rearguard left, or more than 1 rearguard left, or any rearguards left, you don't get the 5k buff from the order. Alright, so Bellicosity now. Asking for a 15k shield, not a crazy amount. Still enough though. Enough to put on the pressure. Pressure. Oh, gonna take it. It's a Tithfault. Goes to 3. The order checks only front or total rears. I believe it's if your opponent doesn't have any rears. It checks for all rears. Alright, Kashin. You can CB1 against 10k and then it binds itself, so you don't plus from it. Yep. There we go. That's gonna be 40k 2 crit. On a 20k body. 25k to shoot to block. Ooh, drops 2 fronts. Doesn't want to drop any pieces. It's time for Rising Phoenix. Come on out. For the Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast the blood. And then that's going to be... So it has plus 10k from the Spark Spike, and then has the boost as well. So that's 26. Heal will happen. Abyss will stay on 3. Spark Spike will Energy Blast 3 to draw a card here. Pretty good turn. Pretty good Vermillion turn. Vermillion itself doesn't even have the crit yet. Next turn it will have the crit and the extra 10k on itself, since your opponent is on grade 3 as long as you have the original Vermillion and Soul. Does have to find original Vermillion and Soul, but you have quite a few ways to chuck it in there. But yeah, that's quite good. You have Vermillion on 2 crit plus the damage ping. It's going to be there too. I like it. Okay, so now Rezael. So revived the... Assuming they revived the Sargon there. Got an aerial sage boosted by a card with glare on it. Can't tell what it's behind it. Is that a Sargon as well? I think it is. It looks like it. So Sargon aerial sage column and Sargon Nilberis column. So it's gonna come in with 23. Does have the extra 5k now. So you probably want to just drop the 15 for this. Yeah, gonna drop that. Rezael is just a regular Rezael, so probably gonna just go for 4 attacks and plus from the Nilberis and the Sargon combo. Draw 1, top card. OT stays on top. That's for sure. Oh, I see. Okay, CB1, use the effect first. Pancake's on 1, so we might no guard this. So we know there's gonna be at least 2 damage here. Oh my god. They gave him the dice for the aerial sage and you removed the... you removed it. They put it for the grade 1. Oh man, that's funny. Alright, OT. We saw it off the top. Extra crit to Vanguard. 100 mil to the aerial sage. Get the front back to hand. You did ditch that for some bad value, so... Ooh, gets the Vita as well. Pretty good. Vermillion to damage. Heal and damage. Does not proc though, but you get the plus 10k. Okay, Vermillion's still doing good. It's like... You just have 2 attacks left. You can block the Nilberis. It's gonna be... You don't have more rears than your opponent, so I think the Sargon doesn't... Unless you play the order, in which case Sargon does get the 5k, but that's on boost. So that's 33. Yeah, now the 5k comes in, so 33. 15k guard. Pretty low. Yeah, just drop that. Yeah, and then just take the 100 mil. You do get to plus a lot. You still have some energy left. So that's good. Yeah, and he does have more rears as well. So the 5k does proc, but it procs on boost. So that's why they didn't put the thing. Okay, puts top card on bottom. And gonna take the 100 mil. It's gonna be Bellicosity. So the front row actually stayed. That's pretty huge because you can now get rid of your okay, gonna use Last Sargon too. Every time I see an OT come out I get mildly depressed. Damn. If a shiny card causes you depression, I don't really know what to say. It's just, it's only a game. Why you have to be mad? But no, I don't know. It's fine. It's like people getting ace-spec'd in Pokemon and getting tilted because it's just a Saki 1-of. It's like, I don't know, man. It's fine. I always like rewatching Solemn's video when he talks about it's like, oh, the you know, like shifter or whatever it's called in Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyway, that's not the place for that discussion. I'm here to see some cool Vermillion gameplay. It's gonna be a pretty big turn because again, Abyss kept rearguards on board. So Vermillion has attack targets. You can attack with Vermillion first. You can actually go pretty ham here. Man, the camera today is not cooperating with them. They got the glare. They got the focus keeps dying as well. All right. So we got Vermillion order. Gonna just put it to Soul and then Soul Blast it out for Vermillion's effect to get the rearguards circle attack target. He doesn't seem to have original Vermillion though, so basically the blood does not gain the crit. So it's just 1 crit, twin drive with bad focus. Okay, they turned on an extra light. Hopefully that helps. Rip camera. It's struggling. It's struggling. Alright, front row has an extra 5k buff now, so that's good. So yeah, swinging Vanguard first. Gonna have the damage ping too, so you can't really afford to take this. I love 99% of where the game is at right now. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I also obviously would be happier without the OT, but it is what it is. It didn't kill my family. Oh, Shenri, let's go. And the blood, so pretty blank checks, but you can just ditch the last Rising Phoenix you had. Or the Shenri, I guess, whichever is fine. And deal the 1 damage. What's going to be? It's going to be a crit. Defensive does proc. So you do get the 10k from it. And now it comes down to how you want to attack with these, because you do have the Persona Ride buff now. And you do have multiple Rising Phoenixes and drop, so you don't have to boost this. But he is going to boost, okay. I feel like you could go in without the boost and then Because when you would bind the Kashin, you would actually get the 2 Rising Phoenixes out of drop. So I think that would still be able to hit good numbers, but I guess doesn't care about it. Kashin surely goes unboosted, right? Because this is going to be 45 on the 23k body, so a 25k shield to block this. Might actually take it. Just so you can guard the Rising Phoenix a bit easier. Because the Rising Phoenix itself is pretty small. It's only... I mean, it's 23... It still hits for 23, I think. I think if you're Abyss, you might want to take this. That way you don't heal out of Gabuelius too. Yeah, it's going to take it. Gets the crit. Yep, so Kashin effect. End of battle. CB1, or CB1 to get the 10k and then bind itself at the end. And then Soul Boss 1 to revive the Rising Phoenix. So just doing 4 attacks here. Now that your opponent's on 5, you can definitely do the Rising Phoenix like 7 attack combo. Once you have all 4. And then I'm going to use 3 energy to draw a card, but Pancake Waffle's hand is not too big. Especially now going into a Vita turn. Like Vita's hand is still pretty big and it's going to keep getting bigger. This is the reason why people ask for Sargon to be restricted off of this deck, because you just get to use it over and over and over again. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's cool that we actually get to see all the new set decks on stream. I was really worried that we'd just be seeing like Levidrus versus Rezael every single round, but we do see players that, you know, brought all these exciting decks, like Maelstrom and Vermillion. Alright, so Vita called out, or Vita rode up. He played ladder, so now we can actually use the Tith Fault. Finds another Sargon off the top. The deck size is getting pretty low though, but he hasn't used Divine Skill yet, so I think he's probably preparing for that this turn, because he's seen quite a few crits, so it's gonna be a good turn to use Divine. Especially with Pancake Waffles being on 4, the triple drive is actually gonna be very high pressure. Alright, you want to use... I think if you can use Biscotti, that could be... But you first want to use Divine before you use Biscotti, that's for sure. Divine your crits back, then use Biscotti to stack the top. Potentially make a board too. Yeah, Vermillion... Well, I guess Vermillion counters ladder because you don't move the rear guards, right? You attack them. You don't target the rear guards themselves. You attack the circles, and the circles don't move by effect, but they're just being attacked. So they do retire from being attacked into. So Vermillion doesn't actually care about ladder. That's very strong, yeah. Pretty big. Because it's like when you're under a ladder and you attack into your opponent's rear guard, the rear guard still retires. Oh, so if you don't... Oh, that's interesting. So if you use the Vermillion Thunderbolt order, then the rear guards cannot get bound. But if you don't use the order, they do get retired. That's very interesting, because they would just get attacked into. Okay, let's see if Pancake chooses to play the order. I guess you don't, because it's only a 5k gain. But I think, what is it? Doesn't something require you to play an order to work? I feel like there was some effect. I think the damage ping doesn't work if you didn't play an order, but if your opponent's on 5, you don't care about the damage ping, right? Pretty sure that was the only one that cares about the order play. I think. The promo grade 3. Oh, Hammer Dragon. Okay. Yeah, Hammer Dragon's effect as well. But I guess you don't care about it too much here. As long as... but he's used 2 Kashin, so maybe. Or a double draw, intercept with Bellicosity. Pretty good. Yeah, with Pancake being at 4... And we've seen like 1 PG in hand, I think. This Tith Fault coming in with 30. It's not too crazy, just a 20k to guard, but gonna take this one. Interesting. That's like the 2nd or 3rd Vermillion to go to damage. It's pretty bad. Uh-oh, Pancake's hand is pretty low. Is this the last roar of the Vermillion Thunderbolt? As Rezael, Vita puts the Rezael into the soul. You do technically have to call 2 first and then put the Vita in to then call the last card. Gabuelius comes down. Soul Blast 1. Yo, Menos, thank you for the raid. Welcome, welcome. You're just on time. We're watching... Okay, Sanctitude. We're watching the 4th round game here from the Singapore Nationals. Vermillion versus Rezael. Alright, Sanctitude. Twin drive. It's gonna be triple drive. Gets the crit on the first one. All right, so they're checking if he topped our bot deck. So this was on top. All right, so crit. Probably just put that on the Gabwelius. That's gonna swing first. Nothing, and another crit. Oh, everything's pushing for 2 damage. That's a huge divine skill. Actually ended up being very, very effective. I think only 3 cards left in hand. It's gonna be PG. Does he have another PG in hand? Ooh, has to ditch the Persona. We do have a drive check here though. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be a Vita and a PG for the last attack. Vermillion stays alive. Okay, he's gonna first use the Sargon here, and then PG for the last attack. Okay, Pancake Waffles with 0 cards in hand, but the important part is that he can use Vermillion's rearguard attack effect, and the Gabwelius staying on board means that he can hit 2 rears, meaning that the Spark Spike will actually give the plus 10k to the Rising Phoenixes in the column. And the good thing is that because you now have 4 Rising Phoenixes out, 2 in drop, 2 on field, that means you can actually swing with both Rising Phoenixes first, and then you can actually swing with the Vanguard. And as long as you hit the Gabwelius... Oh no, he's gonna just swing Vanguard first. Okay. Didn't find a Kashin. Okay, so I guess he didn't want to gamble. Because I guess if Abyss guards both the Vanguard and the Gabwelius, then nothing goes off because nothing gets bound. Yeah, he's blocking the Gabwelius. He doesn't want the Rising Phoenixes to come out of the drop. He doesn't want the plus 10k to come out either. So Shenri, Kashin would have been appreciated earlier. This is gonna just come in with it's pretty low, isn't it? Just 21. Yeah, that's enough. 15k will be enough. No, Vermillion. Not having the original Vermillion this whole game. That's so bad because you don't get the front row 5k buff from the blood. Searched a lot, but it wasn't enough because it just kept damaging them. Unfortunately, Abyss is going to show that Vermillion's Thunderbolt is not enough to pierce the King of Destiny. One of the risks of playing the Blood and Ride deck. Yeah, but I feel like it's so much better to have the Blood and Ride deck and then just... Because you have so much searching in this deck too. Maybe worth to do normal cross ride? Is it though? I feel like going second having the Blood active is so big. Going second with regular Vermillion just feels lame. Not just lame, but it just feels too weak, really. If I'm being honest, it just feels too weak. Yeah, I think if you're Pancake, you have to take this one and hope for a heal, but sadly it's not. Spark Spike, it will be the 6 damage, and Abyss with Rezael takes it over Pancake Waffles. But the Vermillion definitely put up a good fight. So unfortunately wasn't enough. Didn't have the regular Vermillion, but still put up a good show. It was a good little game.